All right, class. So today what I'm going to do is I am going to go through the Chapter 7 tests question by question, work them out. So that way, if you do want to retake, you can go ahead and work on your corrections. So for example, let's say on the test, if you miss number 1, you would need to redo number 1 on the correction form. And so you can watch this video to help you if you are not sure the correct way to do a problem. All right, so starting with number 1, I really hope nobody got this one wrong. We learned that anything with an exponent of 0 is equal to 1. So my answer choice here would be D. Going to number 3, we learned we can't have a negative sign, so I do an equal sign in fraction bar. All of this is getting moved down to the denominator. So it's 1 all over negative 3 to the power of 4. The base stays negative, the exponent becomes positive. So then from here, I'm going and I'm doing all of this in the calculator. Negative 3 to the 4th comes out to be a positive 81. So it's 1 all over 81, which is answer choice D. All right, number 3, equal sign fraction bar. I see a little negative exponent hanging out there. I know I can't have that. The 4 is fine. That's 4 to the power of 1. I don't need to move that. A to the 4th is fine. That's a positive exponent. But the t to the negative 4, that's what has to move. That goes to the bottom, and as soon as we move it, it becomes a positive exponent. So this is also answer choice D. All right, taking a look at number 4, equal sign fraction bar. My x to the negative 5 is in the denominator, so I'm going to move it and put it up to the top. You could put a 1 under. However, if you look, that's not any of the answer choices. That's because x to the 5 over 1 is really the same thing as just x to the power of 5. So this is answer choice C. Okay, number 5, equal sign fraction bar. 7 is 7 to the power of 1. That's totally fine. G to the negative 8, no, we can't have that. We're going to move that up to the top. H to the 6, that's fine. It's got a positive exponent. No need to move it. So it's 7 G to the 8 over H to the power of 6. Answer choice C. When we get into 6, 7, 8, it wants the value for these expressions. They give me numbers to plug in for x and y. So I'm going to kind of move off to the side just so I have a bit more room. So for number 6, my expression is 7x squared y to the negative 1. And the first thing that I taught you guys is to get rid of the negative exponent. So y to the negative 1, I'm going to send that down to the bottom. And I'm going to keep 7x squared where they are because they don't have negative exponents. So now that I've rewritten it, I got rid of all my negative exponents. Now I'm going to plug in the values. It says x is negative 3, so I'll put a negative 3 there. And it says y is 3, so we'll put a 3 down there. So we're going to have 7 times negative 3. I wanted to make sure I was putting the right number in, all over 3. And now I need to simplify this order of operations. So I'm going to do negative 3 squared. That gets me a 9 positive all over 3. 7 times 9 is 63. And then finally, guys, we got to simplify that. 63 divided by 3, I get 21. So quite a few steps. And again, if you missed number 6, you would need to show these steps on your retake form. Make sure you're showing all of the work. Okay, so for this one, 21, this would be answer choice B. I'm going to go ahead, plug that in. And we'll go ahead and take a look at number 7. I will also do 7 off to the side. Let me switch colors so you can see the difference. We've got 1 all over 2 to the negative 2, x to the negative 3, and then y to the power of 5. Now again, they are giving me numbers to plug in, but I'm going to wait and do that. First, I'm going to rewrite this without any negative exponents. So that 2 to the negative 2, we got to send that to the top. So that'll be 2 to the positive 2. X to the negative 3, I got to send that to the top. So that's going to be x to the positive 3. Y to the power of 5, that can stay at the denominator. That's not breaking any rules. So now I need to plug my numbers in. In this one, it's telling me that x is equal to 2. So I'm going to plug a 2 up there. So in the numerator, I've got my 2 squared and then 2 to the power of 3. It says that y is negative 4. So down in the denominator, it's going to be negative 4 to the 5th. Now I need to simplify this. Now what some students did is they saw a 2 and a 2, same base, so they added those exponents, and we can do that. 2 plus 3 gives me 2 to the 5th. In your calculator, when we do negative 4 to the power of 5, we get negative 1,024. 2 to the 5th is really 32. Now, if I look at my answer choices, guys, none of these say that. Look at number 7. None say 32 over negative 1,024. So that is a sign that I need to simplify. We had this exact same question on our test review. And what it is that the number 32 can go into both. So if I divide both by 32, I end up getting 1 over negative 32. So that is going to be my answer here. Sorry, I got to minimize quite a bit, and I see that that is answer choice C. All right, number 8, last one like this. So on number 8, I've got y to the negative 5 all over x to the negative 3. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of those negative exponents. So y to the negative 5, that's going to go to the bottom. X to the negative 3, that's going to go up to the top. Now we'll plug the numbers in. So it tells me that x is positive 2. 2 to the 3rd. It tells me that y is negative 4. Negative 4 to the 5th. Guys, we also had this exact same problem on our test review. So I just went ahead and simplified. 2 to the 3rd is 8. Negative 4 to the 5th is negative 1,024. Similar to number 7 class, if I minimize this, 8 over negative 1,024 is none of those answers. That's the clue in my brain that I need to simplify this. I'm going to reduce this by 8, so I get 1 all over, and it's negative 128. So this will be answer choice C. For this, guys, I know 7 and 8 were the exact same questions on the review, so I would suggest really taking a look at those, especially if you are planning to retake it, because you will see something similar on the retake. When we take a look at number 9, I've got 11 to the 10 times 11 to the 14, same base, so all I'm going to do is add up my exponents. 11 to the 10 plus 4 gives me 11 to the 14. Answer choice A. Okay, number 10 is the same rule as number 9. Same base, so we're just going to add these exponents. 7.25 to the negative 3 plus 4. So I get 7.25 to the power of 1. And that's going to be right here, answer choice D. Most of you did very well on these. Number 11, same base. So we're just going to add 7 to the power of 7 plus 6 plus 0. So I get 7 to the power of 13. Guys, that's answer choice A. We don't need to work that out in the calculator. All right, moving on. 12, 13, 14, we just have the same rule as 9, 10, and 11, but just more stuff. Remember, organize this. Numbers like to go together, so I'm going to say 4 times 3, and then I'm going to put the b's together. B to the 10, b squared. Okay, now I can simplify. 4 times 3 is 12. Same base for the b's, so that tells me add the exponents. 10 plus 2, I get b to the power of 12. 12b squared. This is answer choice A. Number 13, I've got 7 and 6. The numbers are going to go first. Then I'm going to put my x's. X to the negative 8 times x to the power of 3. 7 times 6 is 42. And then for the x's, if I add negative 8 plus 3, I get x to the negative 5. Now, we can't have that negative exponent. So this is the part where I'm going to do my equal sign and fraction bar. This x to the negative 5, I've got to move it to the bottom. When I move it, it becomes positive, and 42 stays at the top. So it's 42 all over x to the power of 5. Answer choice A. Number 14, I'm just going to rewrite it. I'll put all my numbers first. So I got the 2, I got the 4, I got the 6. Now I can see I have A's and B's. So remember, we always want to go in alphabetical order. So I'm going to put the A's first, A to the 4th. Then, oh, why did I put an equal sign? Then A to the 5th. And finally, B to the 8th. Now we can go ahead and simplify. So I'm going to do 2 times 4, that's 8. 8 times 6, that's 48. I'm just going to move it down there so we have room. A's have the same base, so let's add. 4 plus 5, I get A to the power of 9. And B is all by itself, so we'll just bring that down. So we get 48, A to the 9th, B to the 8th. Answer choice A. Lots of A's on this page, guys. Okay, moving into 15, I see parentheses. That means multiply y to the 5 times 3 or y to the 15. Again, answer choice A. On number 16, parentheses, do that first. I'll bring down y to the 6th. I'm going to multiply 10 times 10 to get y to the 100. Now, these are multiplied together, the y's, so they're the same base. That's that rule. Hey, when you're multiplying, really add those exponents. So I get y to the 106. Answer choice A. I am showing out the work here because, again, if you did get this question wrong and you want to retake it, you have to show out the work of how you would actually get the answer. Number 17, I have this exponent 3 on the outside. I need to distribute that to everything on the inside. So I'm going to get 4 to the power of 3, n to the power of 8 times 3, or 24. Now I'm going to go ahead and in my calculator really do 4 to the power of 3. So I get 64 n to the 24. That's going to be answer choice B. So my little streak of A answer choices is over. All right, number 18, same kind of situation as 17. We'll distribute that negative 4. So I get 3 to the negative 4, q to the 8 times negative 4. I'm multiplying because they're parentheses. So it's negative 32. We can't leave those negative exponents. So I'm going to do an equal sign and a fraction bar. I'm going to move both of these to the denominator. They both have a negative exponent. They both have to go. Put a 1 at the top. Now in the bottom, let's do 3 to the power of 4. So we get 81, and it's q to the 32. Now, take a look at these answers. It's definitely not A. It's not B. It's not C. So it has to be D. What's really weird is they left that q to the negative 32 like hanging out. They didn't move it to the bottom next to this q. This really is the answer. So what I did, because that was a little bit weird, is if you did get it wrong, I didn't count off for it. But if you got it right, I did give you extra points on that. All right, let's take a look at number 19. On number 19, I'm going to go ahead and we have 2 sets of parentheses. So let's start with the first one. We'll distribute this 3 to everything on the inside. I'll get 2 to the 3rd, A to the 5 times 3, or 15. B to the 6 times 3, or 18. Now I got to do the same thing over here. This 3 is going to go to the 3, so 3 to the 3rd, to the A to the 7 times 3, or 21, and B to the 6 times 3, or 18. So we have so many things here. It's going to be a lot of organization. So I'm going to put my numbers first. 2 to the 3rd times 3 to the 3rd. Sometimes you can cross them off as you go just to keep organized. Next, I'll do the A's. A to the 15, A to the 21. And finally, let's do the b's. B to the 18, b to the 18. Now we got to simplify. 2 to the third is 8. 3 to the third is 27. The a's, same base, let's add those exponents. So we're going to get a to the power of 36. The b's, same base, so let's add those exponents. 18 and 18 is 36. The last thing I need to do is actually multiply. 8 times 27, I get 216. So my final answer is 216, a to the 36, b to the 36. That's answer choice C. All right, couple more. We're going to divide now. So dividing really means subtracting. So it's going to be n to the 13 minus 10. It's always top exponent minus the bottom exponent. So here I get n to the power of 3. Answer choice D. 21, I'm dividing, so I'm really going to subtract. Top exponent minus bottom exponent. Negative 10 minus 12 gets me negative 22. Let's move that. Equal sign fraction bar, move that to the bottom, put a 1 at the top. Answer choice D. Number 22, equal sign fraction bar. Well, actually, wait, let me take that back. No, I'm going to put the g's together first. Sorry, guys. So I'm kind of looking at just the g's. That's going to give me g to the 7 minus negative 1. And then next I'll put the h's together. So the h's will go h to the negative 7 minus 5. Now, this in the g's, 7 minus negative 1, switches to plus. So that becomes g to the 8. For the h's, negative 7 minus 5, that's going to give me h to the negative 12. Equal sign and fraction bar. Now let's move h down to the bottom, because we can't have those negative exponents. So my final answer is going to be answer choice C. Okay, for 23, I'm going to distribute this exponent 3. It's got to go to the top and to the bottom. So I'm going to have t to the third all over 2 to the third. Actually simplify. 2 to the third is 8. So I can see it's answer choice B right there. Okay, for 24, same kind of thing as 23. We're going to distribute that exponent to the top, and in the bottom, it's got to go to the 4 and to the c. So it's 3 to the third all over 4 to the third, and c to the 4 times 3, or 12. So 3 to the third is 27. 4 to the third is 64. So it's 27 all over 64, c to the 12th. Answer choice B. On 25, I'm going to distribute that 3 to the top and to everything in the bottom. So I get t to the 2 times 3, or 6. 7 to the 3, n to the 2 times 3, or 6. And then the last thing is let's actually do 7 to the third. So using your calculator, you'll get 343, and then it's n to the 6th. So this one's answer choice B. All right, guys, I hope this helped, especially for those of you wanting to retake it. Retake will be on the block day, Wednesday or Thursday. Work on your corrections if you have any to do, if you want to retake it. And if you have any questions, just email me.